Everyone has to line up and sing hosannas to our leaders. That's the job of intellectuals. Round up the chorus so they all sing praises to your leaders while they march in the parade and tell you how magnificent we are. I mean, that's the historic task of intellectuals, not just here. I mean, it's a historic task. I mean, let's go back, say, to World War I, far enough away so we can think about it. What did intellectuals do during World War I? Well, first thing that happened is 93 leading German intellectuals published a manifesto calling on their colleagues in the rest of the world to support Germany in its magnificent aim to bring justice and peace to the world. What did the American intellectuals do? Exactly the same thing. In fact, they all lauded the magnificence of their own leaders. There were some exceptions. Most of them ended up in jail on both sides. So in Germany, Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht objected and were in jail. In England, Bertrand Russell objected. He was in jail. In the United States, Eugene Debs is the leading figure in U.S. labor in the 20th century and a socialist presidential candidate. He went to jail for raising mild questions about Woodrow Wilson's war. And others were just repressed, like Randolph Bourne was kicked out of all of his journals and so on, because they didn't join the parade, and intellectuals are supposed to join the parade, and they do. Exceptions are so rare, you can practically list them. I mean, there are exceptions, and there are honorable ones. Actually, most of them are in the third world. I'll give you quite a few. But in the West, most intellectuals are very loyal and submissive. And what you're hearing is not, don't talk about motivations, because they're very selective. As I say, Wall Street Journal is okay, Current History is okay, the Yale University volume on Age of Terror is okay. It's critics who are not allowed to raise motivations because critics are not allowed to exist. Okay, so therefore they're not allowed to do what other people do, or in fact do anything. They have to join the parade. We've passed the point where you throw them into jail in the West, but you try to get rid of them in other ways, by vilification, by lies, by defamation, the various techniques that intellectuals know very well. It's part of their métier. So that's what you're hearing. And you can see that you're hearing that by the selectivity. So we don't have to bother with the argument because it's idiotic. Of course, if you're serious, you're going to try to find out the motivation of the Nazis too. I mean, anybody who's serious about Nazism, of course, is going to ask about the motivation. I mean, it's not even a question. Is that justification of them? Of course not. It's just elementary rationality.